Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr.Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and man, what a show have I got for you guys tonight. Oh, it even blows me away. You know, back years ago when paintball started, there was guys that worked so very, very hard to make paintball what it is today. And I've got four of them on here tonight. These four guys I'm going to bring out here, I can't even begin to tell you what they did for paintball. You know, I wish I could take all you youngsters nowadays and take you back there. What's going on, Kate? And take you guys back and show you just how hard these guys not only worked, they put a ton of money, but the effort that they put into paintball was incredible. And I've got a guy on tonight that is going to be doing a new tournament this coming year. And so we're all together. Everybody I've got on tonight did his tournaments back in the day. And check it out. That's right. I'm not just wearing this because of the light reflection off my bald head. I'm wearing this because I have actually got Jim Lively on here tonight. I've got Jim Lively, and we're going to be talking. I got some of his friends on here tonight also. Yeah, I've got Dan Colby, Ross Alexander, and Bud Orr. You know, and these guys all go back. Now, you take these four guys and you take them out of paintball back in the day and say they never had anything whatsoever to do with paintball. Paintball would not even be close to what it is today. Take my word for it. These guys work so hard to put stuff together. I've got innovators, Ross Alexander, Line SI, the Bushmaster. I still got my Bushmaster over here that I used to play with. Bud Orr, War Game Products. Come on, the autococker. Give me a break. You don't know about that? You're living under a rock, okay? Dan Colby, Air America back in the day, Immortal Air now. And I'm probably going to throw a little tease out here real quick. I'm going to have his son John on here in a couple of weeks because we're going to talk about the new reg. You know, Danny's always got to make something better. Always better, always better. That's how these guys got to where they are today. And now I've got the man of the hour I'm going to have on here tonight. Jim Lively Productions right there. When I give my shout outs every week, I always say, back in the day, there's two tournaments you wanted to do. Jim Lively's Masters, Jerry Brown's World Cup. Jim's tournaments were incredible. You can pull them up. There was a circus tent there. Now, it was just amazing because inside that circus tent was all the vendors. They were all on the outer edge of the circuit. It was just incredible. You go in, doesn't matter what the weather was. You had just a great time walking around, talking to people, showing their wares and stuff like that. And the guys I've got on here tonight are guys that go way, way back. Back a long ways. I'm not going to get into it because then you're going to know how old we all are. And then I'll start getting hate mail from these guys, especially Bud. I got to be with Bud in a weekend or two here. I don't want him to beat me up because I told everybody how old we are. So, but anyhow, I've got a couple things I want to mention. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys out. How you doing tonight, my friend? Huh? Richie, right on, buddy. Appreciate so much you guys watching. A couple of things I'm going to mention here real quick. I was going to mention Lively's tournament coming up, but you know what? I'm going to pass on that because I think what I'm going to do is like Jim said. Because, once I get these guys going, I can probably go get a sandwich or something because, these guys could have stories for years. I mean, the show would have to run into next week if I got these guys rolling. So I'm going to keep a handle on them, but I'm going to make it happen. Guy Cooper, what's going on, buddy? Another name that's done an awful lot for the sport of paintball way back in the day. And Luna, how you doing, my friend? That's Mr. Estrada from down there in L.A. Been a friend of mine ever since I started doing the podcast. Great, great guy. Joshua is his real name. Luna's his dog's name. I don't know why he puts that on there, but he does. And it's his prerogative. But one thing I want to mention real quick is I'm going to be down December 15th. We're going to be down at Action Star Games, and it's down there by where Bud lives. John Amadea, how you doing, John? What's going on, buddy? Hey, John, you're going to want to hang on, man. Wait till you see the guys I got on here tonight. It's incredible. And you love the hat, huh? You know what? I'll be honest with you. This is the first time I've ever wore this hat. I got another Lively hat that I used to wear all the time. But this one, I got an extra one from Jim, and I just tucked it away. And I got to tell you, it feels good. It's brand new. I'd give anything if the head under it was brand new, but obviously that's not going to happen anymore. But the hat's brand new, so that's pretty cool all by its lonesome. I'm loving it. So real quick, you're going to want to be down there. It's Lynn Trong. She does this. I think this is her 12th or 13th year, and it's just a great charity event. And Bud Orr and I will be going live, and I've got my buddy Keith Kissel. He goes down with me. He's kind of my running mate when I go do these things and go live. So he's going to be down there with me, and him and David Justin, Reaper Justin. Those guys are going to be walking around and doing live interviews with everybody. So that should be pretty cool. And I see Jennifer's watching. Oh, Jennifer Montresor. How you doing, sweetie? So let me get my shout outs real quick so I can get these guys out here. Because like I say, I'm bringing out so much history in paintball at one time. Good thing I got the hat on, man, because like my head's going to explode. It's so cool. But I start every week with Mr. Tim Schloss. Had Tiger Stripe camouflage back in the day. He has Tiger Stripe camouflage again now. One side or the other. Anyhow, he has Gateway Paintball there in St. Louis. And, Tim had the last of the WCPL tournaments this last October. We had a great time. As a matter of fact, all the guys that got on tonight actually attended that. So, you want to talk about a bunch of guys sticking together that have been working for 30, 40 years on the sport of paintball and are still out there pounding the pavement for paintball. And you know what I respect so much about these guys? Because, I get so many people going, oh, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this for paintball. I'm going to do, I get so much lip service I can't even begin to tell you. These guys are nothing but action. These guys have they have done so much. They put not just their mouth out there, they put their pocketbooks, their time, their effort. I got to tell you, because when paintball started, we took a lot of abuse. It kind of sucked. So, but anyhow, shout outs real quick. And then Dan and John Colby. Well, I'm just going to talk about John Colby tonight because I've got Dan on. So I'll let Dan talk about Dan. And I'll talk about John. John now runs Immortal Air. I think Dan kind of keeps an eye on him. But John's taken over. I guess John's doing all the physical work, which is pretty cool. I wish I'd had son do all the physical work. But, it is what it is. My wife does it. So anyhow. And then I got Bud Orr. I always talk about Bud Orr every week. Now, I got Bud on here tonight, too. So I'm not going to talk a lot about Bud. Bud's like my big brother. Can't say enough about this guy. He's I just love him. He's crazy. Maybe that's what I like so much about him. Is the guys I got on here are definitely not your norms. They're the best of the best. Eric Town, how you doing this evening, my friend? We got all kinds of people jumping on. Chris Platt. Chris Platt is just an absolutely great guy. I had him on a week ago. He jumped on because I did kind of an improv show last week, and it was pretty cool. But let me keep going. Tom K. Airgun Designs was my second market sponsor for many, many years with the Automag. Rainey and Juby Boucher had Paintball News back in the day. Randy Camilla was the editor for APG Magazine, gave me my very first cover shot. Jerry Braun had Paintball Sports Magazine back in the day. And he has Paintball Sports Field in Newburgh, New York. It's pretty cool. Hey, Brian, how you doing, buddy? Brian Chad's watching tonight. How you doing, my friend? Normal is boring. Man, I'm with you. I like you already, Brian. That's cool as hell. I like that, because it's one thing I've never been as normal. I've never had to ride the short bus. Everybody thinks that I rode the shortest bus there was. I sat next to the bus driver. But I never have. I don't think it's because they never caught me. I think that's the reason. And then I got Ross Alexander. Now, that's another name that is just phenomenal with the sport of paintball. But he's going to be on here tonight, so I'm not going to talk a lot about Ross, except I still have my original Bushmaster over there. Him, Bud Orr, Dan Colby, these guys made some of the best equipment that is still, I repeat, still out there today. And then I got Jim Lively, which I'm going to mention right now, Lively Productions, which is coming back into the fold. I like seeing Jim get back into this. Everything Jim did back in the day was first class. And if you can make paintball bigger and better and keep growing, this is exactly what it takes. It's first class everything. Just like the other three guys and their equipment that they made, all first class stuff, all the way down the line. Then I say hi every week to Gino from Belkin. Gino, he's a good guy. He's does an awful lot for paintball that people don't really realize, because he kind of stays underneath the radar, but he does an awful lot for the sport of paintball. Very, very good guy. And then I say hi every week to my two little buddies, Jaden Gong and Mark Gong Jr., the future of paintball. The young guns, great kids on and off the field, because off the field's a big thing. You guys out there want paintball to grow. Off the field's a huge thing. Attitude means everything. You want the people that don't play paintball to see how much fun you're having and how cool they'd like to be part of, and that's what you want them to see. So, I'm done. I'm out of air. Things gone pretty good so far. Hat's getting a little tight. Maybe I'm feeling so good about having these guys on. My head's swelling. God, I don't know. I'm liking it, though. Let me start with my big brother, a guy I can't ever say enough about. I absolutely love him. He's a great, great guy. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Bud Orr.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, Bud?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, brother. Man, we got some guys on here tonight, or what?
Oh, yeah. These guys are unbelievable awesome.
Oh, they are. I'm over here shaking like Don Knox. These guys, having these guys on is so cool. It's just amazing. So let's bring a couple of them out here. Let's start with the guy that is not full of air, but puts a lot of air out there in such a good way. Probably has he has the best reg on the market, and has for many, many years. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Dan Covey.
Hey,
what's going on, Danny?
How's it going? Hey, Bud, Freddy, how's it going, guys?
It's going good, brother. I got to see John in the green room, so I'm looking forward to having John and the new Immortal Air regulator.
Yeah, it's gonna be
on the show here. Yeah, everything you've done has been something. That's what I have so much respect for you and Jim Lively and Ross Alexander and Bud. Everything you guys have done has been first class, and it's always made paintball bigger and better. You got to respect the hell out of that.
Appreciate that. Well, this is definitely something they said it can be made. So it should be interesting once he releases it. I think you'll appreciate the technology behind it. So.
Oh, I always have before. How long we've been together? 30 some years.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Decade. Yeah, I had air back then. Remember? So it is what it is. So anyhow, I'm going to bring out another guy real quick that he was my first market sponsor. He goes back because Jim Lively is actually tonight going to be the main guest tonight, because these guys that I have on all worked with Jim back in the day, and I'm going to bring out right now. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Ross Alexander. What's going on, Ross?
Hey there,
Ross.
It's going well.
Oh, terrific! I appreciate you taking the time tonight to jump on here with us, because we're going to talk a little bit. Got Cliff Meyer up there in Canada watching. What's going on, buddy? So anyhow, I'm going to bring out a guy right now, and then we're going to all start talking about what he's got going. This is a guy that did tournaments back in the day. And like I say, there was only 2 tournaments that were really huge back in the day, and Jim's was probably the biggest of the big. People would get so excited. I know I would. When I knew that tournament was coming up, man, I was just jazzed to get there to go ahead and do it. And these other guys that are on here, they all brought their wares and stuff there and worked with Jim and stuff on this. And they just made it a terrific, terrific event every time. Not hit and miss, but every time. So please, everybody, welcome Mr. Jim Lively. What's going on, Jim?
Hey, greetings, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Buddy.
Boy, what a crew tonight, huh? Well, I got to tell you. Let me get the ball rolling here real quick. Jim, first of all, tell us about what you have planned for next year and where it's going to be at. And then we're going to talk to these guys here that were actually at some of your very first events. and actually worked to help you with some of these very first events. So what do you got going this year now that's coming up?
Well, coming up in September of next year, the 6th and 7th, we're doing a 7-man mechanical woods ball invitational in Molalla, Oregon, which is south of Portland, Oregon, on Splat Actions Paintball Park, brand new facility that John just purchased the first of this year. And he's been really busy in there, turning it into a real first-class facility. It used to be a Girl Scout camp 100 years ago that's gone into disrepair, but he's actually gone in there and been able to salvage a lot of the structures, power, bathhouses, things of this nature. It's on the Molalla River, which is known for gold panning, a lot of history, Indians, beautiful area, old growth. It's right in the Cascade Mountain Range. So we're carving out 2 wood fields. It's going to be natural fields. There's not going to be anything more than what you see out there. We're going to cap this thing as an invitational, so have any teams that might be interested in coming. 18 teams is going to be it, guys. 2 fields. We're going to run it 2 days, 7 on 7. We're using a hybrid set of rules that the WCPL's using. Kevin, yourself, Fred, Danny, Tim, I think you guys are working on that right now. So once that's put to ink, I'll publish that as the rules. And we're going to have a big barbecue Saturday night. And I've got, just put that together today. I've got, it's called Mississippi Delta Barbecue. These guys are legit. They're from the Delta country of Mississippi. And they're bringing in smoked barbecue, smoked chicken, and all the fixings. So we're going to have a real good meal Saturday night. And I understand that Mr. Fred Schultz is going to be our MC. And we're going to be handing out a lot of prizes as a raffle. And we're also going to be offering some special awards.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to it. And, I'm sure everybody feels the same as I do. We're so happy that you got back into this because you were always a driving factor back in the day. And, the guys I've got on here right now, Jim, obviously, you know all these guys and you've known them for years and years. And these guys back in the day, when you first jumped into this, because I played your first tournament in 1989, I believe, the Masters.
That's correct.
And that's actually when I met Tim Schloss, Tiger Stripe Camouflage. So anyhow, these guys, they've done an awful lot for paintball in the years. And check it out. They are still out there banging away for the sport of paintball. Now, if that doesn't draw respect, nothing does.
Ross was my first sponsor. He and Marty Tripes down at JT at the time. I flew out to LA, sat down with Ross, and we put together the name, the Masters. We're playing off the Bushmaster. That's Ross's part of the whole gig. We drove down to San Diego and got with John Gregory and Marty and put that part of the formula together. And I have to say, Ross was the spark that put that whole program together. So all my praise and thanks to Ross is the guy who put this thing
And
together.
now what I want to do, Jim, is I want to come to this tournament. I want to help you park the cars.
Well, I'm expecting my parking squad to be there.
I got to tell you, what he's talking about real quick, because everybody that didn't get to St. Louis, was we had 3 guys parking cars. Now, you ready for this? Bud Orr, Ross Alexander, and Jim Lively were they were the parking lot attendants. Hello. I mean, people still can't believe that actually happened, but that's a true story. And Bud, you were the head parker. You were the guy just shipping them in there, right? You lost your let me see here. Your mic is muted, Bud. You got to unmute your mic. Yeah. Nope, not yet. You got to unmute your mic.
Yep.
How about that?
Bud worked.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Push the red button.
Yeah, well, I did.
Yeah.
That's the reason it went out. So.
So you were the head Hey, you were shipping all the cars in there. Ross and Jim, they were parking them about a foot apart. I'd seen guys crawling out of their sunroofs. Is that right?
Yeah,
That's right.
we
It was
had
science.
they actually parked one more car than what we thought we could get in there, and
Per row. Per
you
row.
could measure them. I mean, I don't know how they did it, but it was awesome.
It blew people away. And Bud, you did a good job this year too, because last year I pull up there and I'm like 40th car in line, but nothing was moving. I couldn't figure out. I thought there was an accident or something up there. Finally, I go up there and take a look, and here's Bud leaning in the guy's car, shooting the breeze with them. And so this year it went pretty good, man. You shipped them in. Ross kept them going. Lively put them in line, and oh my gosh. So what do you think?
It was fun. We had a blast.
Yeah.
That was
for
pretty
sure.
good.
Oh, you guys are the best. So what do you think about Jim getting back into it, Bud?
Oh, it's beyond me. I mean, I just love it. He is, I mean, since 1989, 88, he's been the best, Him and Ross both. They're my best buddies, The two of them, and just nothing better. So
I think it's fantastic that he's doing this, but every time I'm around you, Jim, I learn more and more about how far back and how entrenched in paintball you were from day one. Does everybody understand how far he goes back to the little plastic splat masters? To
1983. I think Jim was 83. Yeah, because I got into it in 84, but never met you until 88 or 89. I can't remember which one it was. I know I was at your tournament in 89, but I think that we talked before I actually came to your first tournament.
Well, the first tournament for me was the 83 New Hampshire NSG Championships.
Right.
8 teams, 15 on 15 oil base.
You get that at NSG, National Survival Game. I mean, that's the roots. You are the roots. You are the roots that grew the tree. And
or else the short straw.
Every time I'm around, I learn more and more. So I'm looking forward to a couple conversations before then. But I'm going to come out and join your tournament.
All right, brother, you got a place.
All right.
Well, there you go. Now, see that's how you build paintball. That right there. Everybody jumped in and welcomed you to this now. And you look at Danny, Danny goes way back then too. Danny was out there with his air systems back in the day. What do you think, Danny, about him jumping in?
Hey, man, I think it's awesome. I got to tell you something. I had to do a lot of traveling to all these tournaments, because of the air, doing all the air and all this stuff. So I got to go to all the tournaments. There was always one tournament, man, I really enjoyed going to, and it was Jim's. Everybody put their heart and soul into their tournaments. They weren't slacking. It's just there was always somebody who shined above everybody else, and that was Jim Lively. I mean, this guy. I mean, you would just sit at awe and look at how he put it all together, and everything went flawless. And I'm sure because I've been in the business long enough, no, it didn't go flawless. But he was such a professional back at that time. You would never know something went wrong, because he had it covered immediately. So Jim's a hands-on kind of guy. He took care of everything. Myself personally, when we did the panhandle, what we try to do is emulate anything we did with Jim. Jim was the best in the business, man. I mean, there was nothing better. It was truly, truly a first-class operation. When you said that in the beginning of the show, Freddy, he says, oh, yeah, he's first-class kind of guy. 100%. When you walked into Jim's place, man, it was just like, it was an event, but it was like a Hollywood setup kind of a show, like an event show. It wasn't paintball. He did it to a different level. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, right? You get it, right?
Absolutely.
We totally get it. Jim was Batman. I just want to take my hat off right now to Sam.
Yes.
Your sidekick, your Robin. He's not with us anymore, but he was part of the show, and it would be good to remember him as well.
Sam Caldwell.
100%.
Yes.
He was the one that dotted the I's and crossed the T's. He had invented the scheduling. He brought computers into our sport. 75% of this whole thing was him. I was the front guy.
Well, but
Yeah,
you
you
know,
were always a hands-on kind of guy, though. You made sure everybody was having a good time. You weren't a disappearing act. You were there. You made sure that everybody was attended to. Are you having a good time? Do you need anything? If you need anything, please let my people know about it. We'll take care of you. And you were always there. You made sure that the littlest little thing was taken care of. And that was always so impressive. That's why I was so impressed, because I'm just too busy doing my work, but I'm watching everything. And I'm watching you do your thing. And I'm like, man, this guy had his shit together. And that's what it was, man. You had a wire type, man. And it was a pleasure working, and doing my thing and watching true professionalism at its best with you and Sam.
and I got a golf cart when I went there too. That was pretty cool. I didn't have to walk around. I kind of liked that. That was the first tournament I ever went to that I got a golf cart at. So
that pushed you over the top on that one, Jim.
It did. Oh God, I felt like somebody. But anyhow, Danny's absolutely right. When you drove into the complex, when you drove down there and you seen the circus tent right off the bat, because I played a lot of tournaments out here, and up in Oregon too. Actually, I won a tournament in Malala, Oregon, at John Vita's old place. So it's going to be interesting to see his new place. But you're absolutely right. When you drove down there and you seen the circus tent, just everything was amplified from what you expected when you went there. You expected to go there and see the teams and yada, yada, yada. But when you got there and you seen the circus tent and everybody else running around, it was crazy. And then after it was over, it was so, surreal. You just you just couldn't even believe it just happened. And now you're 364 days away from it happening again, So it's one that I always really look forward to. And
I'm glad you guys had a good time.
Oh
I had a blast, because the one thing I liked about your tournaments is that the amenities, the food, okay, and how you took care of the people, and also the bathrooms, the showers, parking. You didn't leave anything out. I mean, it was just everything was perfect for the people that came for you.
Right.
I mean, and for the game. And no, it was first class. I mean, we could talk all night about it, but I mean, you're the best, man. Always have been.
Thanks, bud.
So,
It's a lot.
'cause you blended with the people. You didn't disappear into the crowd. Yeah, you did, but the crowd was around you all the time, following you around. I mean, it was just like you were the focal point. Sam, if you had a problem, Sam took care of it, or you did. I mean, Sam Caldwell was a fantastic one individual. I mean, you bring tears to my eyes, but
yeah, he was a great guy. Yeah, he was very friendly. What was good about Sam is him and Jim were so compatible.
Well,
maybe it's because you guys work together. Yeah, that would be wise, because you worked together for so long.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get, the guys that are on here tonight, Jim, these are not, these are some big guys in the sport of paintball and have been for many, many years. So when you get guys like this talking, singing your praise about how you handled things and how you did things back in the day, it's going to be good that you get back in now, so we can show all the youngsters that never got to experience what we did back then exactly how it was. And so I'm looking forward to it myself.
Well, it's quite humbling, and thank you all, gentlemen. It means a lot to me. I promise you I'll do a good job.
I know you will, man.
Yeah. And what's good too, is when we went out to Danny's, I didn't make it to Danny's this year. I will be there next year. But Danny's last year had a pig roast, so it kind of brought back memories of when we used to have the players party and things like that. Things like that meant an awful lot to the players. And what was good about it is, when you're all playing, you're trying to take care of business. But at the players party, you were getting to meet each other. Guys that you didn't get to meet before, you were getting a chance to talk to them, because, now you're not out there trying to, get loaded, get ready, get out there and play, worrying about points. Now you're just there to shoot the breeze with everybody and eat some good food. So I think having the players party the way you're doing it, I think is going to be terrific.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that part of it for sure.
So is that going to be catered, or are you going to barbecue, or what's the deal?
It's being catered in. Mississippi Delta Barbecue. It's a organization out of Portland here. The roots come from Mississippi. I've had their food. It's delicious. You're going to enjoy it.
You know,
Carol Ellis.
that meal
Yeah.
that you're doing is so important. And I'll tell you what it does. It takes the edge off the blade. You know, like say you got all the players normally that compete against each other and they take off. You know what I mean? After the games. Now, by having
Right.
that meal, these guys are almost not forced, but they have to intermingle with each other, start talking to each other, eating, talking. And the next thing you know, man, everybody's having a good time. You know, it's running late. The games are running late because everybody slept in because they had a great time. You know,
It's all about camaraderie and fellowship. Camaraderie and fellowship.
That's what it was
Yep.
years ago. And I think that's how Freddy started. The WCPL was going to be like that. And with your event, I know it's going to be like that. That's how you started. That's what it's all about. It's the camaraderie and so on and so forth with your events. But that's exactly what the people today, the events and the tournaments today need, is to see how you operate so they can take a page from your book and they can implement it in their book. Okay. And they could be it's just more knowledge for people. If they have a moment, they need to come over and see what you do because you are the best of what everybody does because we're all in this together. Okay.
Indeed.
And there's no reason not to say this guy's a little better than me at doing something different than I do. So yeah, we all could learn by you. Everybody learns from you. So you know, for the industry, for you coming back now, I think it's a good time, and I think it's a good way because now it takes the field owners can see how you operate, and they can beef up their game and make things a little better for what we believe in is the player. Because after all, we're all on this thing together because of the player. So we all want the same thing. We want the best for the player. So, Jim, educate everybody, man. I know I'll be taking the fucking notebook out and writing down some things. So, yeah, man.
Well,
real proud of you.
I just want to invite anybody that's expecting I want everyone to expect a good time, good fellowship, good sportsmanship. That's primarily my big goal here is we want the cool guys to come in here, not the bitchers.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, that's what we all want. You know, that's what I try to tell everybody. You know, that's what builds paintball. You can be the best player in the world, but if you come off the field and you got people standing there just watching the game that haven't played yet, and you come off bitching and yelling and screaming, that doesn't draw people into paintball. You know, that draws people away from paintball. You know, and that's one thing that I just absolutely always loved about going to your tournaments. That and one thing that really would get me excited was one thing about paintball is when you go to these tournaments, you're going to see people that are actually your friends, but you don't live right next door. So you know, it's not like you travel to see each other every week and then boom, all of a sudden you're all in the same place at the same time. That's what makes the great times about paintball. You know, going out and playing against each other, that's kind of like the cherry on the sundae. But the time before and the players party and stuff where you get to interact with everybody, to me, you know, that's what really makes paintball great. Because, you know, look at you came to Timmy's, and Bud came there, and Danny came there, and Ross came there. You guys been in paintball for a gazillion years, but yep, what did you do? You all took the time out of your lives to come and not only support somebody, but they have a great time. And tell me you didn't have a great time when you were there.
We had a great time. Great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Jim did, or otherwise Jim wouldn't want to be doing a tournament.
Dude's got a hell of a field too, you know.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that field, would you? Because you know, Danny's got a great woods ball field. Boy, he's got a great woods ball field. But tell me a little bit about yours, Jim. You know, what do you expect out of it? Because I know you're still working on it.
Well, John's got 110 acres, and it's relatively flat. It's right on the river, so there's all kinds of little streams. I was out there this weekend, and actually I saw salmon swimming up some of these creeks, which is kind of cool. One fellow was back in there. He was panning out some real fine gold. He felt pretty lucky that day, and the wildlife is incredible out there. Like I said, this is almost like a wildlife sanctuary. John has been in there with his skid loader, bush hogs, what have you, creating paths. He does quite a bit of business in the rec world with corporate groups coming in. So he's got 5 or 6 fields up and running right now, rec plow. And we're taking 2 sections of this woods, probably a good 5-6 acres, and we're going to carve out 2 real nice woods fields out of it. And like I said, we haven't even stepped into it. It's so thick. I've got one of those deforester mulching machines coming in. He could turn those woods into a baseball field if he wanted to. Contracted him to come in after the first year, and we're start cutting some paths in there and see what we got to work with.
Got it. Keith Kissel wants to know if you could bring us fishing pole.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
There you go.
September's a good time to go swimming in that river too.
Oh, yeah, I guess if you're a polar bear. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be 85 degrees for me or it's no go. But, you know, and this is going to be natural woods. Am I correct? Like when we started playing, that's all it was is natural woods. You used a tree, you used the brush, you crawled, you know. So that's basically what it's going to be, correct?
That's what it's going to be. And there's some big trees in there, my friends.
Oh, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Look forward to it, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what these woods offer me. Like I said, I see the forest. I don't see the woods yet.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Well, you know, Guy Cooper's looking forward to coming out there. You guys know Guy Cooper, right?
Yeah, I know Guy. Hey, Guy.
Yeah, he's watching right now. He said that he's looking forward to coming out there.
Oh, good. Last time
nice
Guy
to see
and I
him.
played, we played up CPX, one of the living legends, and he and I ended up blowing up one of the command centers. Unbeknownst to us, we took out their head commander, and then we ended up getting lit up by 100 people after
I got another old guy on here right now. Hello, old guy.
Hey, you got room for another person on the parking crew?
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
You want me to send you an invite? You want to jump on with us?
I got this new computer, and I don't know if it'll work or not. Let's try that for another night.
Okay, yeah.
I'm still learning how to use it, but I think I'm coming into the modern era with this computer.
Oh, so what happened to the flip phone? You know,
I'm talking to you, it still works.
Oh. So what do you think about Jim getting back into this?
Oh, I think it's the biggest mistake he ever made in his life. No, I'm really excited. I can't wait to come out there, man. It's going to be fun seeing everybody, and if he's got anything to do with it, it's going to be perfect. So.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, if you were on here right now, you would make the collection of the guys that really worked hard back in the day for paintball.
Well, you know, what's amazing is that we're still working hard for it. We need some younger guys to step in here and pick up the pace.
Yeah, well, that's why we got Danny.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Sounds like a really pretty place.
Yeah,
and I'm, you know, anything I can do to help Jim out. I mean, he's always been there whenever we needed something. He's always been there to help us, and he's just done nothing but great things for this industry. And I just can't wait to see what he does on his tournament. It's like everything else he's done; it'll be perfect.
No, I totally agree. And you know, I got to tell you, Tim. You know, you and I go back a long, long way too. But do you remember where I met you? And that was at 1989 at Jim's tournament.
Yeah. Well, you know, you and Jim and Bud and Ross and I mean, we're all the original Muffs.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
You know, I mean, we've been playing paintball together, you know, in one form or another since '89.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
I mean, people don't, you know, I mean, this relationship is, it isn't something that would just happen last month. I mean, you know, this is a family.
And we're still out here banging away at it.
Yeah. It's, you it's really cool, man. I'm just really excited. Anytime we can add a quality event and raise the standards, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, this isn't one of those deals where somebody's just slapping up some barrels and some brush and making a one-time deal. I mean, if Jim's doing it, it's going to be nice.
No, it absolutely is. And I am actually looking very forward to going up there and to helping them with the event too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun because, you know, going to your event, I think is what spurred him on, Timmy, because, you know, look at the guys you had for the parking lot attendants. Come on. Bud Orr, Ross Alexander, and Jim Lively, give me a break, you know?
Yeah. We've been, Jim, I've watched him. When we'd go to England and he'd set up fields and you'd run, help him run the thing. I mean, I learned an awful lot from you guys. I mean, our event is kind of a reflection of what I picked up from you guys. And it's amazing how a lot of people haven't been exposed to that, so they can see if they wanted to put on an event how to do it right. I mean, little stuff, how to do the tape lines and all that stuff. But I mean, Jim's a genius. I mean, he's been at it forever. And I mean, it'll be good.
Well, you and Danny are pretty good at it too, man. I got to tell you, your
that
two
field
fields.
Danny's is unbelievable. I love playing. If I would have had that other thing pop up, I would have been there last year. I love playing Danny's field. That one wooded field he's got is as much fun a field as I've ever been on.
Absolutely.
And the facilities are clean and nice. I mean, it's a wonderful deal, and it's the girls can go to the beach. It's about 45 minutes away, so I mean they're all good.
Well, we're going to do it next year. I'm all set to go to Florida next year to play that one.
Yeah, I'm all in. Well, listen, I'll let you get back to everybody. I just wanted to put my name on the list for one of those vests so that I can help our cars.
Bud's saying something about now he's going to have a course before you can actually put the vest on. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Certificate.
Give me a tutorial. We'll figure it out.
That'll work.
I'll see you guys.
Love you, brother.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everybody, that was Mr. Tim Schloss, Gateway Paintball, Tiger Stripe Camouflage, and a very good friend of everybody that's on this screen right now. I can't say enough about Tim. He's just, he's one of us. Like I say, if I had him on the screen, he'd fit with all five of us. He'd fit right in there perfect.
100%.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely. And Danny, your field, the way you and Timmy set your fields up, it's just amazing because, it's right there, right by the parking, right by the staging, right where the air is. I think it's a great deal what you guys did. So now I'm looking forward to Jim's because I remember what Jim used to do,
100%. I mean, it's just like anything else. I mean, all we could do is learn from, it's like the martial arts, you learn from the sensei. Okay. And it's the same thing with Jim. Everybody learned from Jim. You know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to see what he's got cooking now because none of us are perfect. And, I know I could beef up and I could maybe fine tune my game. So I'm looking forward to seeing something what Jim is doing and take a little bit with me, of his knowledge. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I think you do pretty damn good, Danny. When I asked you to be part of the WCPL, there was a reason for it. And, what I tell everybody is guys that own fields that play paintball. Hey, we got Tank watching us right now. John Tankersley. Hey, guys that play paintball, those are the guys that make the good fields and make paintball run good when they do tournaments. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not. But.
Yeah, but 100%. I mean, you should, there's two ways to look at paintball, either because you really love the sport and you're involved with it, or you're trying to make a buck. Okay. If you're making a buck, your shit's going to look like it. Okay. Now, if you're really, really interested in a game, your heart's in that game. So you know where a bunker needs to be. You know where these fields need to be and how they should be laid out. Because that's your heart. You're playing those fiels. So you know that mud. You know that dirt. You know where to go. You know where you need to be. You've been playing paintball long enough. No matter where they put you on the field, you know where you need to go. No matter where you are. So if you are a paintballer and you've been doing it for a long time, I'm not saying jump in and all of a sudden you think you can map out a field. That's not how it works.
No,
you got to be in there long enough to understand what happens, you know what I mean, and how the flow goes, and then you make a field, and that's how you do it, and how you do it right. I think right, and who does it? It was again, we're here, but it's for Jim.
Yeah.
Anything I could have was taught by I learned from other people. I mean, and you always learn from the best. As I said, I did a lot of air and I did a lot of stuff, and I knew right away. Every time I went to Jim Lively event or anything he had was a step above. I'm not even a step. It was yards above anybody else.
Yeah. There you go.
That's just what it was. It was clean, organized. It was professional. And that's what I think what really got my heart and made my heart stay into the game, because it was true professionalism. It wasn't a 7x10 fucking rolling tent, a van, and you're throwing guns out, and you got a couple guys refereeing with some mics. You know what I mean? Jim put on a show for everybody. You know what I mean? The meals,
He did.
like Bud, I think Bud, didn't you say something about the meals, the food he'd give everybody, and just made sure that everybody was taken care of. And I think that's what we all base ourselves on in this, in this room right now, is the player. And we all want the best for the player. That's why we're still in this thing, to make sure the player gets what they deserve. And I think that Jim just adds another layer of that professionalism to that. And, it is what it is. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Got Steve McGuire watching. Steve's he's a good friend of mine. He has the Unknown Paintball podcast up there in Canada. And we love you, Steve, and appreciate you watching tonight, buddy.
Hey, Steve.
But you're absolutely right. These guys that are Jim, do you ever meet Steve? Have you ever met him?
I have never met, but I have to give a lot of credit to Steve helping me with naming and logos for this event.
Yeah, he's great at that.
He's a great guy. Good guy.
The shirt I got on right here, him and I have a company called Stronghold, where we haven't got it fired up yet, but we're on our way. But this is one of his designs. I came up with the paintball, and he came up with the rest of it. So,
nice, very good, very good.
Yeah.
And,
So, I like working with him.
My graphic artist was Cheryl Ellis. I have to give kudos to her. She did a beautiful job on our flyer and poster. Beautiful job.
She's been watching the show, She's been on tonight.
Well, hi, Cheryl.
Yeah, she's been on tonight, and she's I call her dynamite, man. I try not to get any heat around her because she'll go off, but she's a kick in the pants. I love her.
No, she's
great
a sweetheart.
person.
Thank you so much for everything you've done, Cheryl. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, Bud, real quick, I'm sure you're looking forward. You're going to come up to this one up in Oregon, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be there. You're not gonna, keep me away from that one for sure.
Yeah, and Ross, we got to definitely drag Ross out there.
Ross will be there. Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm going to Volkswagen bus it out.
Oh, hey, have you seen?
Jim's seen it. I drove it to Jim's house in Tennessee.
Have you seen the new Volkswagen buses yet?
Why, what?
Have you seen the new Volkswagen bus yet?
No, I'm interested in checking one out, though.
Oh, they just started advertising them on TV. They are definitely bad. I mean, you're going to love it when you see it. Absolutely. Very, very cool. Yeah, I had a friend back in the day, and when I played in the band, and that's how we used to travel around in his Volkswagen bus all the time. He'd be going down the road about 90 miles an hour. That engine would just be screaming. So
how fast? How fast?
Hey, we're talking a Volkswagen bus here, buddy. He ended up rolling it over. We went out to the lake, and we were coming back, and I think I handed him one too many beers, and he tipped it on its side. But that's another story. I'm not going to go back there.
I bet it was a hell of a ride, though, huh?
It was till we went on our side.
Yeah, it's got to be a good ride.
Absolutely.
I drove one for a long time, but I had a little bit larger motor in it. It had 150 horsepower Volkswagen.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I had dune buggies. At one time in my garage, I had 6 engines and transaxles set up because, believe it or not, I did a lot of jumps, and I would break the transaxle, the casing on the transaxles. I would actually break those things. So,
yeah.
And we bring it home. 20 minutes later, we were out rolling again, man. We just pull that baby out, slap another one in, and away we went. So it was pretty crazy. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
they're bitching.
Yes, they are. So Ross, how's the weather there right now? You guys got snow yet?
Well, we've had some snow right now. The weather's totally sunny and it's about 52 degrees. But it's a
Wow.
warm cold
Wow.
here because there's no humidity.
Well, did you ever get your
Warm
deck
cold.
in? Did you
What's
get
that?
your deck in? Did you get your deck in?
No, I took some advice from you and said I might need a couple of other bids on that.
Yeah, you know what? Wait till springtime when I'll come out and put it up for you.
Okay, I'll take you up on that.
That's not a problem.
Tomorrow night, you can live in this trailer.
It's got to be springtime though. I mean, anything under 60 degrees, all I like to do is look out the window at it. So I'm like Bud.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got
Yeah.
the plow truck all set up now, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
I'd be more than happy to help you do it because I want to go there next year, and I want to go to Red Rock. I want to go to one of the concerts. Take my wife to Red Rock because I think that is so absolutely. I mean, that was just mind-boggling when I seen that place.
I'll trade you tickets for a deck
I do the deck because we're friends, but I'd take the tickets because do your deck.
because we're
So-
friends.
So, Jim, what do you think of this hat, anyhow?
That goes back. I remember that. What year? I don't remember. I have
Brand new. Look at that, brand new. First time I wore it. I got another one that's all beat up. But, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't get the glare off the.
This is Line
my
SI
forehead.
Masters 1991.
All
I
right.
have-
I like that hat, man.
I've
Yeah,
got
I
one of
never got
those.
it.
I
Where?
used to have one like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they-
used to have a couple like it, but I lost them, and somebody gave me this one just recently.
Oh, really?
That could have
It's a
been.
nice one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I've got one of those here someplace actually. That my sponsor back in the day gave it to me along with this cool Bushmaster that he gave me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. So, I'm looking forward to Jim doing this because personally, I think this is going to be another step up for the sport of paintball. And I've got nothing against the NXL and nothing against any other tournament, as long as they're run good and they make paintball look good to the general public, the people that don't play paintball that we want to come in and play paintball. As long as that's happening, I think it's cool. So Jim, we're all very excited to have you be part of this. And I'm hoping that when you were back there at Tim's tournament, that being there with Bud and Danny and Ross kind of motivated you a little bit to jump back in and do this.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It's the party, Jim. It's the
Yeah.
party.
It is. It's like a drug.
I love it, man. Yeah.
Jim always brought new ideas to the plate. Every year you could always expect something new from him, and made things a lot better and better for the players. That's it. He always had the players in mind, along with the family that came with the player to support him. He took care of both sides of that always.
Yeah, I
I
did.
mean, that's
Well, I was
Yeah.
always a player first. Players
Yes.
first.
yeah.
There you go. Well, Bud, who do you think on this screen right now really hasn't worked for paintball? Who other than myself that didn't have a lot of products? These guys had products, and none of them was junk. They were all great and so innovative. I mean, I went from the Nell Spot to the Bushmaster, and I got to be honest with you, we were peeing in our pants when we got our hands on that Bushmaster. We were like, oh my God, I still got the scar on the side of my finger from cocking my other one, So and I got the Bushmaster. So everybody that's on here, along with Danny's regs, you with the autococker, and Jim with tournaments, you guys are all been industry leaders. Period.
No, Danny brought a lot to the plate because he was always innovative and always had the best. I mean, high pressure CO2, it didn't make any difference. he always had the best. So I mean, and you know, he's a pretty cool guy. You know, I love him.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's okay. We'll keep him. That's for damn sure. We'll keep him.
Oh
That-
no,
that's-
he's got a unique personality, and it's just unbelievable. If you get around him, you ain't gonna have nothing but fun.
Oh,
I mean, from
indeed,
the time you walk up to your guts hurt when you leave. So
I think
indeed.
everybody on the screen's got a personality, but you know, that's the type of personalities it takes to, you know, to succeed in anything that you do. You know, Bud, you know, you're outgoing, Danny's outgoing, Ross is outgoing, Jim is outgoing. So, you know, that's why you guys have became, you know, so popular. And not just because of the products you made, but your personalities and yourself. You know, I mean, people love you guys, and it's because they can walk up to any of you and talk. You guys are not above anybody. And see, to me, that's a big thing for the sport of paintball. It really is.
you know who else is coming up really cool too is John, Dan's son. I mean, he's a cool kid, man. I
Yep.
call him a kid. You know, he is a kid to me, but no, he's super kid. I mean, you know, he
He's
knows his product, he knows how to sell it, and he knows how to fix it. And if it
yeah,
goes down, which isn't very often, but he's a great kid, great
yeah,
young man. Let me call him young man.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
You know, he's very smart at what he does. You know, and that's Danny's genes. But you know, he's very calm and nice. That's Mary's
yeah.
genes. So
Yeah, I don't know where he gets that. I have no idea where he gets that. You know what I mean? I mean, the kid is everything that I'm not. I mean, he's like really, he's super educated, really good vocabulary, really peaceful. You know,
Good.
I mean, I just want to grab up and slap a guy, and he wants to sit there and talk. You know what I mean? So
Boy, he's got a good vocabulary like his dad.
Yeah.
You know.
no. I mean, 'cause
oh,
All
he could
right,
use
let me give you
it.
a hand on that one.
He could go that way, but he doesn't have to. I don't know. My vocabulary only has like 8 words.
Yeah, I know the
yeah. Well,
first one.
we know one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens. But he's got a whole vocabulary, man, which is impressive. But no, he's a
You
good.
gotta love it. Gotta love it.
You're a great family,
Yeah,
my
indeed.
friend.
Yeah,
Indeed.
absolutely do.
Yeah.
So, guys, you know, I got to tell you, I've blown through my hour. I like to keep it right at an hour. I wonder how many plays we've had so far. Let me see. Bud, go ahead and talk for a minute. You're important.
Well, Ross had been sitting there tonight and had said nothing, you know.
What are you
So,
talking about?
yeah. Well, you said 3 words, you know.
Yeah.
We all love you, man. I mean, like I told you, the guys on this screen right here, if it wouldn't have been for you guys, I wouldn't be in paintball because you taught me a lot about business and paintball. I was a dumbass when I started, but you know, watching you guys and talking to you, and Ross, he doesn't believe it, but you did, man, back in the early days.
You're the guy, bud. You were innovative, you're creative, and you were at the right place at the right time, and you always had something good, and you were a magnet to the industry. You still are.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
all look up to you, and we all love the shit out of you.
But you're the same way. You know, all you guys are the same way. You know, you guys
Yeah.
all did great. You know, I'm the only guy that I had a few products up and not a lot of products. I did help Jim with tournaments, Bay City Open out here.
Fred, you were a spark on a lot of things. Don't you give yourself no credit on that, dude. You're the spokesperson. Yeah, you're the front
I
guy.
appreciate it.
No, you're the front guy.
I just 2 days ago, I was in my shop and I found this big box of magazines, and it was all from '89 to '96. And I seen a lot of all you guys in there. I mean, it was I seen Fred with it didn't look like, well, no, he had this it's hairdo.
They call it hair. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I think they call them pompadours or something, you know. But no, I mean pages and pages of pictures with you guys, all of you.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I
was
I was pretty
I
blessed
started
back
out
then.
to do a lot of work and I ended up looking at magazine for 4 hours. So
Yeah, we were on the inside, Bud, but you were the cover. You were always the cover, and
Right
you
on.
deserved the cover too.
Well said.
only the cover because of you guys. So
Yeah.
There you
uh,
go.
you guys pushed me where I was. So
Yeah, well, there was a reason for it. It's just like people nowadays. There's a lot of people I'm not crazy about, but I just don't talk about them. I don't go badmouth them. I don't do anything like that. I just
You did
let them roll on in their own way. I push all the good people. That's my deal, right there. And
this is a big part of the family. There's a couple of guys missing. I mean, but I mean, we're here,
yeah,
and we can go talk to our friends that we've known for 40, 45 years. So, I mean, it's, tonight's been awesome. I love it.
yeah,
So,
it's been pretty cool. I was pretty amazed. I don't think anybody has ever got this much talent on one screen at one time. And we could sit and talk. If I got you guys rolling on stories, like I say, the show would be a week, 2 weeks long, because the stories that would roll out of you guys is just absolutely incredible. But paintball. The reason when I got back into paintball is people, I went out to a field, and I was looking at an autococker and I go, oh, that's Bud Orr. So the guy didn't even know who Bud Orr was, And I'm like, what's wrong with you guys, And I just don't want them to forget the history of the sport, and who worked their ass off back in the day to really make paintball what it is today. So that's why at the beginning of my show, I have the 11 names, 12 names that I mention, and I mention at the beginning of every one of the shows. And now when I go places and I mention a name, they know who everybody is. Because without you guys, paintball would probably still be here. I'm sure it would have kept on going, but it would not have been in the capacity that it's in right now. And your products have made paintball absolutely terrific. But really, your contribution, as far as I'm concerned, anyhow, to the sport of paintball, is your attitudes. And your attitudes on wanting to make the sport grow. And just like my shirt says right here that Steve took and put, it says passion drives us. Well, if you're not passionate about anything, you cannot make anything grow. And that's all there is to it, as far as I'm concerned. So, and I feel blessed that I got to know all you guys from the beginning. I got to use your products. I got to play your tournaments. I got to hang out with you. So, I look at, Fred Schultz is because of you guys. That to me is a big thing.
oh shit.
Yeah.
No, it's the truth. Think about it. Yeah, it is. You think about it, and it's absolutely true. Randy Camilla gave me my first cover shot, but who was my first marker sponsor? Ross Alexander. I would have bought that damn marker. I'd probably gave him I won't get into that, but I would have very happy to get it, but he gave it to me to shoot. And I got to tell you, after I got it, everybody wanted one. Everywhere I went. As a matter of fact, I'd go out and I'd play rec games, and I would only use it half the time. The other half the time, other guys were borrowing it to shoot, So, that was my way of contributing to paintball back in the day, was pushing all your guys' products because they were all number one, including your tournament.
Freddy, I would work overtime so I wouldn't get anywhere near a microphone, okay? What you do scares the shit out of me, okay? I don't want nothing to do with a microphone, people, interviews. I don't like none of that. So, yeah, you were, to me, man, you were always really important for me because you always made us look good because you just, you were always there for us. So anytime,
I appreciate it.
Here.
give it to Freddie, and then Freddie made us look good.
But it was a product. The products were the best. I never.
Just talking to people and stuff like that, man. I just don't, I mean, I got my people, I mean, we get together, we all laugh our ass off, we have a good time. But, it just takes, your personality and everything like that, man, is awesome as shit. And what you do, on a mic, I would never want to do. Never. I run from that shit, man. There's no way that I want to do what you do. So, yeah,
I appreciate that, Danny.
Right?
I appreciate that, my friend.
I mean, we all like doing what we do, and we work hard at what we do, and we take pride in what we do. But there's certain things we don't like to do. You know what I mean? And one of the personal things I most likely don't like to do is get on a microphone or do an interview. You know what I mean? That's, to me, I don't like to do. But that's why we got Freddy. Freddy gets in there and he makes, they talk to my buddy, and then that's it. And then,
yeah, I appreciate, we just go back a long ways, all 4 of us, 5 of us, we go back a long, long way. And what's cool is we're still out here doing it, still out here, promoting the sport of paintball in a fun way, in a very, very fun way. So, Jim, I can't even begin to tell you how glad I am that you're getting back into this. And
Thanks,
we are so looking forward to doing your tournament this year and getting you back in the fold. The good people, we love the good people staying here with us, and you're one of the good people.
Right on.
Thanks.
Yep. So Danny, I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna let you say goodbye to everybody. I'm looking forward to having John on in a couple of weeks, so you should jump on there with him.
Yeah, I will.
And talk a little bit about that new fantastic reg that you got, because I've known you for a long time, and I know that no junk comes out of Dan Colby's place. No. Believe me, it comes out nothing but straight up.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks, Freddie. We won't let you on this reg either. But guys, it's been a pleasure. It's good seeing you guys. Jim, I look forward to your tournament. I'm really happy that you're back in, and it's just a really nice thing. Bud, always good to see you, my brother. I hope you're doing good. You look great. Russ, always good to see you. Guys, take good care of yourselves. Everybody out there, have a good one. And we'll catch up.
Love you, brother. Love you.
Take care, Danny.
Much love and respect, man. We'll see you guys.
All right, Danny. We'll see you in the green room. See you afterwards. Yeah. All right, buddy. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That was Mr. Dan Colby. Air America back in the day and Mortal Air today. And again, every one of these guys, way back at the beginning, worked hard for paintball. What are they doing now? Working hard for paintball. What's that tell you? Passion drives these guys, period. Ross, you're next. You jumped on late. I appreciate so much you jumping in. I love you. And I will do the deck. I'm damn good at this stuff, buddy. Believe me. I get this stuff in my sleep.
You'll think twice. You'll think twice, but I appreciate it. I'll just take the. You can consult with me on it.
No problem. I mean, go ahead, take advantage of me. I love it. Anyway,
Jimmy, you got a lot to live up with. You got a lot to live up to now.
Well, what it is. What it is
a big tournament coming up, and they're really pumping it. So I suggest that we move to valet parking.
Valet parking.
Bud and I drive everybody's car. We accept it. And the keys, we'll get an organized system for the keys. It'll be a good time.
Oh, Jim, your insurance just went up. You'll have Bud and Ross out there racing. You'll have Bud and Ross out there racing cars.
Bring your Porsche, Ross. Bring your Porsche.
I'll try. Anyway, it's always a pleasure, guys.
Love you.
You're my 3 faves, and there's Tim. We missed Tim tonight. Well, we got him vocally.
Yeah, he called in. Yep. Yeah,
but it's always a pleasure. And I'm just lucky to be in your company. That's all.
No, we're lucky. We're lucky.
Appreciate me putting you in the company, in your company. Anyway, guys, I'm out.
All right, brother.
Love you, brother. Bye. Talk to you soon.
All right, everybody. It's Mr. Ross Alexander. What a great guy. I mean, the guys they had him and Danny, and you two guys are just absolutely terrific. Just love it. So, Jim, you're going to be next. Hang out in the green room. We'll talk a little bit afterwards. But I'll let you say goodbye to everybody. And we will definitely have you on a couple times before the tournament comes up so we can keep everybody abreast of what's going on, the progress on the field. And get some teams in there. We're going to have a good time.
Looking forward to it, guys. Thank you so much, Fred, for having me out. Bud's always a pleasure seeing you. Give Cat a big squeeze for me. I love you.
I love you, and you do the same. Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Right on, brother. Mr. Jim Lively, everybody. What a group, huh, Bud?
Oh, awesome. Great.
Gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and then we'll sit in the green room in a minute here and shoot the breeze. All right?
Okay, sound good. All right.
Love you, brother.
Love you.
All right. All right. Mr. Bud Orr, everybody. You know, when I always say, you know, that I feel blessed, you know, I don't feel blessed for me. I feel blessed for who I get to know. You know, the guys I've had on here tonight, check that out. Come on. These are the best that paintball has to offer. They're just, they're incredible people. They have incredible products, and they're just very, very good to everybody that comes in contact with them. I just got to love it. I just, like I say, I feel blessed. So remember, guys, individually, we can do things for paintball. Collectively, we can do an awful lot for paintball to make it bigger and better. So until next Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook, please, everybody, play hard, play safe, play fair. Get out there and play paintball. All right? I'll see you next week.